Thunderdome Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. And now, live from Oahu, a man with giant areolas, Mike Taylor.
Might as well just show them right off the top then. Although they've gotten a bit smaller. I got less fat over the years. Greetings and welcome in. It's Thunderdome Live, presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. 5 locations in the greater San Antonio, South and Central Texas area. Moss coming down the deal. Business is good at Texas Cheer Liquor. And they are the presenting sponsor of episode 14 in this entire first season of Thunderdome Live on Love You Hard TV. Greetings and good evening. It's Thursday night as we record this show live. My name is Mike, live from the Hellscape in Honolulu, Hawaii, counting down the days until I'm back home in San Antonio here in about 3.5 weeks or so. Cannot wait for that, but in the meantime, we stay busy, we swim, we try to work out, we work on our mental health, we drink a little bit less than normal, and otherwise try to do kick-ass shows and radio and all the stuff that we do. Welcome in here, Thunderdome. Back in Texas are some special people to me, man. And I'm super stoked to bring on the guests we have tonight, too. As always, it's the biggest Puma, Samuel Ladon Freese, who hails from Glen Rose, Texas, is back in the room in San Antonio and Thunderdome Live Studios with DJ LG, a.k.a. Lawrence Goins, another legendary Texan who hails from You were born in San Antonio, right? I've never asked you that. San Antonio proper?
No, that's a story for another day, but no, I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Make note.
Oh,
yeah.
You were trafficked in from Cambodia.
Yeah, I wasn't born in the United States. Let's just say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, let's go.
Sam, make a note of that.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Are you documented?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Your name?
Yes, I am a U.S. citizen.
Are you sure?
Still a little hesitation in that answer.
U.S. citizen born abroad. Yes.
An American. Okay. Well, I'm not even sure my last name's not even supposed to be Taylor.
Yeah, you told us the story already.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. All right. And so these are my 2 pals here on the show. And I'm really happy to have the guests we have on tonight. And I'm really happy that we're doing 2 shows a week now, because it really we're getting into a really cool groove here, and I appreciate the support.
How about that? Yeah.
Our show is getting better and better. We're starting to find our little niche here. We've got sponsors and stuff, and we've got people that are helping our show from a viewer standpoint, whether it's on the super chats, which we welcome you, and I thank you very much for doing that. Whether it's on buymeacoffee.com for tipping our show, whether you're doing that, I appreciate that. We've got people that have bought a couple of memberships. We had a guy called David Cisneros who bought a membership the other day. Something called James Pellman has bought a membership to this thing, a $50 annual membership, which is super cool. And just thrilled, man. The radio show is a monster, but this YouTube thing, fledgling. And we're just trying to see what we can do with it and try to put decent content on the airwaves and let you see how unhandsome we are and why we all decided to get into radio and see what we can't do with this thing. And people like Texas Cheer and JM Pool and Spa, who have been our first 2 big sponsors here to start, love y'all hard and appreciate it very much. And we'll keep this thing going and see if we can't, we'll either burn out quick or find a niche and it'll last a while and turn into a legend. But nonetheless, we're trying our hardest, and here we are with, episode 14 tonight. So we're 14 episodes in, and so far, so good. And dare I say, the most famous guest we probably have on tonight, a guy that I just declared it. So he never really, I'm not sure if he approved or not. It didn't matter. I've declared it. He's the official. I'm not even sure if he's happy with his title. He's the official Texas country singer of the Mike Taylor Show on Thunderdome Live. It is the great Rich O'Toole tonight, who's our guest, who joins us and emanates broadcasting-wise from his house in inner Houston, Texas. It's Rich O'Toole. You hate Texas country singer or just country singer? Artist?
Yeah, let's call it Texas country singer. I think you got to rep the state, man,
Yeah, I know. It's like
all
these people get looped into. What's that?
I like being the official Texas country singer of the Mike Taylor Show. I'm a big I'm a big fan.
I'll call you that. Yeah, you're from Texas, so it makes sense. Do guys like being labeled this is Texas country, or you prefer like red dirt? What the hell do you tell people you do?
I think like at the beginning, it was a thing where at first I was like, oh, I want to be bigger. I don't want to be labeled myself. And then you realize how giant Texas is. You're like, I'm totally cool with that. It's great. Like Texas country. It's cool. And you don't have to, you can make $1 million and not leave the state. You really can. It's that big. Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, country artist. Have you always just played country? Have you ever like played rock for funsies and stuff, ice houses and shit?
If you saw our show, it's pretty much rock and roll. I just sing I sound like kind of Brooks and Dunn, so it's always in sound country. But it's rock. We cover Springsteen. We cover, all kinds of rock stuff. So it's cool. It's just
cool
because my voice is so twangy, I think, or unique. It's always in fit in country. The rock scene wouldn't have it.
Yeah, it's cool. No,
I don't do enough blow to be in the rock scene. So
you don't bag it up random women whose names you don't know. You've settled down quite a bit. Certainly in your upper 30s. Rich told me a minute ago. What did you say? 38, 39?
38, man. Old man.
How long have you just been? How long have you just been an artist?
Since August, I've been 38. Oh, an artist? Yeah,
I
graduated. I graduated from A&M in 2006.
Where was just your only job? I mean, like you quit working other jobs. How long has that been?
7, 8 years.
Really?
I always like to pick up money. I mean, no, not really, but I never I just tried to play as many shows as possible. I started side businesses. Like I started Text Emoji, the app. I've bought and sold real estate. I've tried to just hustle to make cash so I can continue the business. I get hated on a lot. People always think I was from a rich family. And I was like, no, I was really lower middle class. And I was lucky enough to go to A&M. I didn't get into A&M, went to Blinn, then got into A&M. And then I started writing music at A&M and playing around town, yada, yada, yada. And so by then it was like a thing where when I graduated, we had a single that was number 3 in Texas, number 39 in the nation. So we had an agent. We were doing it full time. We're like, all right, let's go. And I never really had a chance to really it's like me being a songwriter, me doing this was just like thrown at me and I had to do it at that point. So I'm very lucky in that.
When did you start obviously you play guitar and you sing. You've known you could sing for probably forever. So when did you think, holy shit, I might be able to do this? Was there a moment or a time period in your life where you were like, wow, I might actually not be crazy to chase this because I might actually be able to pull this off?
I think eventually when we had our third song on the radio and we had a team and my parents, it was, you're always relying on your parents. And so I remember my mom, she told me a couple of years ago, she was like, I didn't want to say anything in the beginning, but you were pretty terrible. And I wanted to tell you to quit.
That's terrible.
But she wanted me to fail. You don't tell your kids to fail. You let them fail. And then they come to you and go, hey mom, I failed. What do I do now? And she's like, oh, go get this job or do something. And she was like, I was just gonna let you fail, and thinking there was a 99% chance it would. And I did too. And I was stupid enough. I was just dumb enough to make it work. If that makes any sense. I was I just hustled and just took gigs and played every single night and showed up. And when people make fun of me and laugh, or in College Station, the great songwriters and great singers would laugh at me, and I wasn't that good. But I showed up. I kept getting knocked down. I kept getting punched. And then eventually I learned how to sing, how to write, wrote great records, had songs on the radio, started packing places out. And all of a sudden, Rich O'Toole wasn't a joke. And it was like, okay. It took getting kicked that many times to realize how to get good. And I think that's everything. I mean, I don't know a mechanic or a janitor or a welder that hasn't failed the first 100 times and then eventually was like, oh, I can tune an engine now, and that's kind of what I do. I mean, that's how any person gets good, the 10,000 hours thing, so. Right.
Well, there are people that want to be like radio stars and do radio shows and shit like that. So I kind of the same. I don't want to compare what I'm doing to what you're doing, but this is a gig where not a lot of guys are doing it for a living. And it's a war of attrition in my business. It sounds like it is with you too. There's a million guys out there that can sing and pick, but they don't make it because maybe they give up too soon. Obviously, they don't get lucky and get a break, but they don't take advantage of it and they give up. It sounds like you were just like, fuck it. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to do this, period. And you did.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where I was dumb enough to stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
same.
And staying power. I mean, staying power too. It was like, I definitely had to take, I remember I drove this shitty, like, 1999 Camry stick shift, and I went to the bank, couldn't afford rent, couldn't afford my radio promoter, couldn't afford my team, couldn't afford shit. I went and got a $15,000 loan, and I put my shitty Camry that I had paid off up for collateral. I remember the bank manager got in trouble because he gave me a $15,000 loan, and my car was only worth $3,000. So he called me and said, my manager's like, "This better work or I'm fucked. I'm gonna get fired because like all we have is your car, and it's only worth $3,000." And I remember I made the last payment 2 days on that loan. I made the last payment 2 days before they were going to come pick up my Camry in College Station. And that was to keep the band on the road, and that was to keep shit going. And you think I would have quit after that? And I was like, no. It's like the guy in Vegas that just keeps rolling the dice, and then you see him at 3 a.m. and he's holding like 40,000 in chips. And you're like, God, what an idiot! Like, why didn't that guy stop? And because he didn't stop, that's why he did it. I mean, that's kind of like anything in success. You just don't stop, you know?
Right. Tell me about rounding up your band. Like who were some guys that have, like, how long has your band been together? I mean, obviously when you have, it's you, the show is you. We're going to see Rich O'Toole. How do you carry a band? That's got to be a lot of pressure on you because you're kind of their boss and you got to carry a band too while you're doing this, you know?
Sadly enough, Mike, I wish I had the story like Randy Rogers where like all of them been together. And I thought that was the case. Like I had a great band for like 3 years and we were all together, but we weren't making very much money. And, you know, those guys were probably only making $75, $100 a night, staying in cheap hotel rooms. Guys were getting married. Guys were having kids. I remember I paid for like my guitar player. His kid broke his arm and they didn't have insurance. So like I paid for the kid's broken arm. Shit like that where it was like, all right, look. So they would bow out. And I just kept replacing people because it was Rich O'Toole. It wasn't like the band was like called like Night Death or something. I don't know. So like, by the way, I just made that up, and that's an amazing.
No, I love it. I'm going to write that down. That should be the name of your next band.
So it was one of those things where like you had to keep getting replacing guys because the name of the band was just Rich O'Toole. Well, back when it first started, it was Rich O'Toole Band, and it's Rich O'Toole, and I think it was tough. It was one of those things where, you know, I hated that because I wanted the same guys. I wanted it to be like this dream of like the E Street Band, Randy Rogers, you know, but it wasn't. I mean, I had to keep replacing guys because I had to keep going. They had to go get real jobs. So.
Well, you and I met for the first time in Austin last spring. We had lunch, and a guy showed up. He was the San Antonio guy, and you were telling me that for whatever reason, a lot of the guys that have been in your band over the years. And guys that may still be in your band are like South Texas guys. Was that by design or just happenstance? Or because I know that you dig San Antonio quite a bit.
By design, I do everything out of San Antonio. So our studio's there.
By design, okay.
But yeah, Mac Damon is there. He was my producer. Me and him have done 7 albums together, and you know he's Hispanic, and as you know, like the Hispanic community is like really tight, and so like I would say. In the last 10 years, 80% of the band members I've had have been Hispanic because they want to work. I don't know what that is, but Mac usually in that area, like has
There's jokes going through my head, but I'm gonna let it go. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, but it's true though. It's true. It's like one of those things where like, so Mac always had musicians around the studio, and so I go on tour like, you know, Matt Zavala, Kevin Diaz de Leon. You know, Thomas, Daniel Puentes, like guys that are still in my band that are still rocking with me. They were from the studio and they were great musicians. It wasn't like I gave them the job because I was like, oh, they want to work. They were down to play, man. And they knew the stuff and they knew Mac and they were like in their, you know, late 20s and they want to get on the road and they want to have some fun. And that's kind of what it was. And so by design, I always hire out of San Antonio because we mix a record there. We play, we do all the studio stuff there. And, you know, it was one of those things where it just happened that way. And that's what I love about San Antonio is so different from Austin. It's so different than any other city. it's South. I mean, it's in South Texas, and there's a
Right.
work ethic there too that really goes a lot further.
Right.
Versus
Yeah.
when I hire musicians out of Austin, the first word out of their mouth is like, "What hotel are we in tonight?" You hire guys out of San Antonio, they're cool with like sleeping in the van, eating sandwiches. They don't give a shit. They're there to rock, and like you want to have that attitude around you. You don't want that like hotty toddy, like, oh, we're in the Motel 8 tonight. It's like, shut up, let's rock, dude. This is dirty. This is rock.
Oh shit! What happened to what happened to the days of guys that want to get dirty? They want to sleep in the van. They want to put dues in. I guess it's just the world we live in, where everybody wants to become super badass famous right overnight. And I guess you have to deal with that even from a musical standpoint. All right, you just moved back to Houston in the last couple of years or so, from what I can tell from my stalking you on the internets. You leave Nashville. You write a song ripping the shit out of Nashville. I'm assuming Rich is done with Nashville.
No, I still record there. I still work out of there.
Okay.
I still help run a record label.
You still live there.
Nashville is like is a divorced city. Like there's a river that goes through it, and on the east side are people that just hate Nashville, and on the west side are where all the suits live and all the record labels. And I really can't stand someone or a record label or anybody that wants to get into something for the wrong reason. And that's what that song was all about. And to be honest, I bought a house there that I absolutely loved. I can't talk about it. I had to sue the builder because there was a giant crack in the foundation and all this BS. I was so heartbroken. I remember I did not want to leave that house. So my mom flew up and she was like, look, this house is damaged and you can't talk about it, because people were like, why are you leaving Nashville? Why are you selling this house? And I was like, it's in a lawsuit. I can't.
Okay.
And I don't think the guy, he's not a bad guy. Unless the guy bought a house for him. I think it was just a big mistake. It was a thing where he had to go in. I sold it back to him and he had to fix it. And I didn't have the time to live in a hotel for a year. And so I was like, you know what? This is heartbreaking, but I'm going to move back to Texas. And honestly, the band needs to get back on the road. We're still getting played on the radio in Texas. It was a kind of a blessing in disguise, to be honest with you. And then, obviously I wrote Low Hanging Fruit, the new single that kind of trashes Nashville, but it's not about Nashville. There's amazing people in Nashville. It's about the mentality of showing up and wanting to be Luke Bryan overnight. It's like, dude, write some records, put on some shows, pay your dues. That's people I respect. I don't respect someone that shows up that just wants to be, Luke Bryan overnight. You gotta work. You know that. You had the same thing on radio, Mike. Someone wants to be the next Howard Stern overnight. It's like, dude, this is gonna take 30 years, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right. This is the great Rich O'Toole. This is the official Texas country singer. He's approved that name, that label. He's from Texas, so it literally makes sense, but he's on with us tonight. It's Thunderdome Live, presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. So let's talk about last year with you. You had me worried, and probably about 25,000 other people that think they know you. You said it, and you said nothing's off limits tonight. So let's get into that. I wanted to see where you were, because you had a bit of a meltdown last year, but maybe it was needed and wound up being a blessing in disguise. And then, did you know you had anxiety issues before, or
I did. I had it my whole life.
What was going on with you last year?
It was a frustration. I mean, not touring, bleeding cash, not making income because we weren't touring. It wasn't to a point where I was drinking a bottle of Jack a day or going out and buying a bunch of blow. It just got to the point by noon I was like, fuck it, let's drink a bottle of red wine. And I had so much anxiety. I've had it my whole life. I mean, when I went and finally saw a therapist, they were just like, dude, you've been diagnosed with childhood PTSD. You've had anxiety since you were in the womb, basically. And to me, I just never talked about it because I always kept myself busy with touring, hustling, writing music. And when the world put me in a house for 2 years and I couldn't tour, I couldn't go somewhere, talk to people, I started getting my own head. And I think the meltdown came from frustration. It was I was so mad I just had to tell everybody. And I think that the blending the lines of social media and understanding the fact that I had to, I don't know why I did it. And I look back and I think, I go, God, that was really stupid, Rich. you should have kept it to yourself. But that would have been more dangerous, I think, at that point. It's almost like I had to tell everybody. And I guess the word breakdown is the word, but I wouldn't call it breakdown. I would call it like I was already broken down and I stood outside my car and just waved at everyone for help. Like, hey, where's the tow truck? Come pick me up. I need to get towed in to the town to fix my engine. That's what I would call it. And I guess it is, and it's sad. It's so weird because I meet so many people now, and I've helped so many people talk them off the edge with suicide, and how many DMs and like 10 a day probably still today. People like I was going to commit suicide, and then I saw that you figured it out. You went sober, yada yada yada. You helped me out, yada yada, and it was like, So the meltdown thing was like, it's so true, but at the same point, it was just me like being so honest because I knew it was something I had to let people know that I've dealt with my whole life. Because I was living a lie. I mean, I was dealing with so much anxiety for years. And then COVID finally pushed me into a corner where I just wanted to swing my fist and yell and scream and say, I've had fucking enough. I've had enough of this anxiety. And ever since I did that, I don't have anxiety anymore. So it's like, I'm so thankful that I had the meltdown, because I don't have anxiety anymore. I don't, now that everyone knows about it, it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, Mike. It would be like if you had a really ugly scar across your chest and just no one ever knew, and just ripping your shirt off in front of everyone going, look at my scar, motherfuckers. And then everyone goes, all right, you got a bad scar. Okay, cool, move on. And now I'm not worried about the scar anymore. And that's kind of
awesome.
what,
Yeah. I grew up, I'm a Gen Xer. I grew up in the freaking barrio. My dad's side were a bunch of rednecks, trailer park, and my mom's side were barrio Mexicanos. So, dude, I was taught, well, can't be a pussy. You're a boy. You're tough. Get up, rub dirt on it. And people wonder why 9 out of 10 suicides are committed by guys. I've learned the hard way myself. And, and Puma and I've talked about this on our radio show where tough men admit when they've got issues and they get through them. Like you said, it's shocking. Like you hold on to things for years. If you just let it go, it'll get a lot better fast rather than bottling shit up. And I was super guilty of that when I was a younger guy. And then I'd like erupt. That's not healthy because men do dumb shit when they bottle things up, as you probably know.
Right. No, and you can. I mean, I think that's the lesson here. And I really, COVID was terrible for a lot of people. I lost my aunt. I lost probably 20, 30 friends. Some from suicide, some from just accidents, some from COVID. I want to say that for me, I'm really thankful that it did happen in a weird way for me because it made me sit there in my house for a year and going, yeah, you got a problem here and you got to address it. And so thank God, because I think I would have just continued really heavily boozing and just gotten through my life and probably died in my 50s as some, overweight, gross songwriter in Texas. And I think it gave me time to kind of look in the mirror and get myself in check. But it's not easy, and then sober, like I've definitely relapsed a couple times. People ask me this, and it's a good thing to talk about now. Is like I'm not technically sober. I sometimes have a beer during the week, but I will never go back to ever using it as like medicine.
Yeah,
and that's
cool.
kind of what I look at it as,
Awesome.
And that's
it's
a hard.
It was the Jeff Bridges movie where he played the burned out in his late 50s singer. And Ryan Bingham had the big song "Weary Kind." What the hell was that movie called? Anyway,
It was called.
what was that called?
Not Brave. I won't say Braveheart.
Oh shit!
It was called Heart. It's
Heart. Yeah.
What was it? Someone tweeted it today.
Right. Tip of my tongue. Jeff Bridges, Maggie Gyllenhaal, burned out country guy, Ryan Bingham, T-Bone Burnett produced the damn record that Ryan Bingham. I can tell you all that, not the name of the movie. God.
You want to keep trying? You want to keep trying?
It's Sam. Sam, you're there.
I was enjoying the treading water.
Look, this is so me. I can tell you everything about the movie. You set the title.
I think Braveheart.
It's close. It's Crazy Heart.
Crazy Heart.
Pick up your crazy heart and
There
give it one more
is.
try.
Crazy
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you dig, man? Who are your favorite artists that perform still today? Not like old dead guys and stuff. Who's your favorite guys today?
Man, I did the whole thing where I played for the governor and Jason Isabel unfollowed me, and I was just like heartbroken again because it's the second time he's unfollowed me. And like he's just like my idol. I love Jason Isbell.
Jason Isbell, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just like everything he writes is so amazing. I love his voice, and I love him as a person. And when I played the Greg Abbott gig, he unfollowed me and a bunch of Americana.
You took a lot of shit over that.
Yeah, it was bullshit. I mean, it was one of those things where it was like I totally get it, but like they served beef ribs there. Is the beef rib canceled in the trans community? Like, they had nachos.
No, we've
there
not
too.
canceled beef ribs.
People now hating nachos. I would play for Beto. I did it because it's a Texas governor and Texas tax money, and I showed up and played a show. People wanted. There was 50% of the crowd was there against Abbott. They heard the Rich O'Toole stuff too. It wasn't like it's like people pay and I have a band and agents to feed. This had nothing to do with the trans community. And that's why I remember, Mike, I called you and said, hey, I know you have a son. And I was like, this has nothing to do with that. And I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about it. When we were playing, I didn't think about it until the governor retweeted and said, thanks, Rich, for showing up. And then I knew my life was over because it was like, let's fucking get them. I mean, the trans communities like came after me. Like I was like, guys, no one asked me. It was almost offensive because it was like, no one asked me where I stood, who I'm voting for. They didn't ask that. They just thought that like me showing up and playing for the governor, that I obviously agree with everything he does. And I don't think that's true. I mean, I have hung out with the governor and his wife in the mansion. I love to cook, so I go to the kitchen in the mansion. And like he has a black female chef. He has a white male chef. One of them, I won't say their names, has a Beto sticker on their car at the governor's mansion. The governor's not there to like
surprised he lets him in.
Choose. Yeah, he's not there to pick and choose like who loves him or wants to be his best friend. He's there to do a job. As a Texan, the Texan governor asks you to do something, you kind of do it. I mean, you don't want to hate the guy, but for me, it was like, look, I'm a musician. That's all I do. I don't pass laws. I don't do any of that bullshit. I'm there to play songs that I've written. And that's it. I mean, it really kind of broke my heart. And when Jason unfollowed me, and it was, I shouldn't have tweeted about it again, but I was like, why? Why not just DM me and ask me what my thoughts?
Did he respond?
No, he didn't. I don't think he even cared. I think they're so one-sided. I think the liberal Americana, country music, whatever clique that they're in, they're so one-sided on stuff that they don't even want to hear my opinion on it. And I'm not. I don't have a side. I'm Republican. I'm not Democrat. I don't even really truly vote anymore. I really just focus on things I love, and that's writing music and playing it live to human beings. Okay. That's it. I appreciate everybody. I love it.
So Jason Isbell is a guy you love. I mean, we all love. Fuck me. How do you not love him?
I think his music's. I think he's modern day Bob Dylan. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and
hold on right there. Yeah. Speaking of modern day Bob Dylan, so you asked what some of the new artists that you dig are. The first time I ever heard one of your songs, Rich, I was working at a used car dealership in Stephenville, Texas proper, and cowboy capital of the world. And my sales manager walks in with a demo CD of yours, a dude by the name of Todd Brown, and he puts it on for the whole office. And the first song on the CD was District Sleeps Alone Tonight, your cover. Yeah. And I sit there and I sing along to every word of the song. And 30 of these dudes in the office are all just staring at me like, how the fuck do you know this? Like, this is a demo CD. I just got it from him this week. Like, how do you know this? And then I was like, no, this is an amazing cover of a song that I love. And you said earlier, you go to one of your concerts and it's a rock concert. And then the first song I heard you sing was a cover of an indie song that I, absolutely love from a band I love. So like, what are those early life influences or the childhood influences that lead you to doing a rock show with a country voice and covering indie music?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just my love. I mean, if you came to my house, right now, you hear mostly Pearl Jam.
Nice.
Like, you're not, but when I do get into a funk mood, I'll definitely put on some George Jones or like old school country music. I love rap, love hip hop. You know, I've obviously been a big fan of Houston rap for like a long time.
Yeah, we see you with Bun B all the time over there at those Astros games.
He's my boy, man. I was sad. You know, I called him personally and said, hey, you're not going to like this, but I got invited to represent Texas music at the governor's mansion the same night you're playing the Houston rodeo. And I'm just going to call you man to man and just tell you, like, I can't go to your thing. I got to go and do my job. And like, he respects that, you know, so he's in Texas music too. It's like, I'm going there to lobby for Texas music. I want to get money from the governor to put into mental health when musicians that don't have, you know, insurance and they break their arm or leg, they get paid for. When someone with a songwriter with depression or anxiety, we can fund them to go and get, you know, help and treatment where no one else is fighting and lobbying for that. But here I do log on to Twitter and I'm just called like, you know, a homophobic country singer. And you're like,
oh,
what are
no, Twitter's just full
insane.
of people that want to
insane.
tell you who you are without ever having met you. Yeah, I mean, that's
right.
That's what it is. That's what
I don't
the
know what,
platform's
maybe I'm
there
still
for.
angry about this. I should have like interjected.
Clearly.
But it's like I honestly like I called Bun one-on-one the day before a show because he was like, "Do you want to come backstage? Do you want to walk out? Yada yada." And I was like, "Dude, this isn't even my gig. Like, I'm obviously there for you, brother, and I love you, man." And he's been like a big brother because when we talk,
so
we talk
badass.
about music and like how to make money in music, what we do. Me and him started an app company together called Trillmoji. We made some cool apps for him. And so it's cool, but I don't abuse that relationship either because I see him as just a businessman, a musician, and a friend. So like when we hang out, we go to sushi and we're talking about stuff that you wouldn't think we're talking about. You know, I think that's why we have the friendship is I'm not sitting there asking him about Pimp C or what it was like to po up and, you know,
Yeah,
drunk and shit, you know?
if I had that cell phone number, it would be blocked within 5 minutes because I would want to hear.
Question.
Like, tell me about the early sampling process y'all did on some of those early UGK apps. Tell me what it was like being, coming up in that scene. I would be blocked immediately, no question.
Let me jump in. Go ahead, Rich.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, by the way, LG, we good on audio issues? We good on that now? We good?
Oh yeah, we should be good.
Okay, cool. Let me say this. I want to just quickly, I will put this shit to bed and we'll do some more fun stuff. I am so tired, and this is a rant that I go on all the time on the radio show, where the extreme far right and the extreme far left always get their fucking voice across. And the rest of us are kind of caught in the middle, watching those two play tennis, going left and right, back and forth. And I'll say, and I wasn't going to mention this. You brought this up, Rich. Yeah, Rich called me in the midst of all the feedback he was getting that was pretty much universally negative when he played at the governor. Was it at the mansion itself? You play at the house?
No, this is before the mansion. I doubled down and went to the mansion because they invited me to him and his wife.
Yeah, Rich played at a thing that Abbott was doing. They're in the primary season campaign, which and then I didn't give two shits about that. Rich, that didn't bother me in the least. But then Rich took the time to call me because he knows that I have a trans son. And we had a really good chat. I wasn't mad at all. And I mean, again, I'm so tired of the extreme Nazi left and the extreme crazy right that we got to figure out a way to stop all that madness because it clearly doesn't ever get anything done, right? And it's like, and I rant about this all the time. Politically, the left wants to win 100-0. The right wants to win 100-0. That's not in politics. In politics, it's like football. You win 21-17, and you got to be okay with winning 21-17, and your quarterback threw 3 interceptions, and you got lucky, and they had a turnover in the fourth quarter, and you got out of there with a win. That's politics. And what I want is that, I represent our community, the LGBT plus Q community. As a dad, I want to engage with the GOP. I want to engage with the Republicans. I don't give a shit how many election cycles they win in a row in this state. This is a red state, still is, despite that pendulum starting to come back some, but it's a red state. All I want is that one particular topic, the anti-trans bills that have been presented in Austin. I need the Republicans to drop that as an issue because it should not be one. And I don't want to get into all the arguments of why it should not or not right now. If they just drop that, I don't give two shits who become ultimate. Of course, I have other things that I care about, but this is the one that hits home. If the Republicans would just let that go, Hell, I'd go do radio shows for a Republican governor if he were, they asked us to do a radio show and they offered me enough money to do it. I'd wear my trans t-shirt while I did the show. And
you can find someone else to run the board then. No, I'm kidding.
See? Yeah, see?
I'm part of that radical left.
Sam doesn't want to get canceled. That's
and Beto comes off to me as a fucking squirrel, and I say, I mean, if the left wants to take over the state, stop running out jackasses like Beto O'Rourke as your candidate. Maybe you'll win some elections. That'll get me in trouble with some of y'all, but I mean, it's a weak party in our state with weak mind. Maybe I should run as a member of the left. Shit. Because I want to bring some. But I want to bring sensibility and negotiation to the table, and you're not allowed to do that. So anyway, I have a lot of respect for Rich for calling me. It was absolutely unnecessary. It didn't affect anything we were doing at all. So anyway, obviously I got you on, so we're cool with that, man. All right. So
no, of course. And I just want to know that too. It's like my piece with it is like, I said this is a very bad take, but I'll say this take. And it's like so funny because I have a good friend whose daughter's gay and she's like 15 or 16, and we were just talking and I said, this is my take, by the way. This is how I rationalize things.
Okay.
I was look, I love women. I know that I'm not gay because I love the vagina. I do. It's awesome.
Understood.
If I woke up tomorrow though, Mike, and like if I woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden like liking the vagina was like I couldn't vote, I couldn't own property, people were pissed off at me, they were mad, I would hope that y'all would fight for my rights.
We would, sure.
Because I would come to you and go, hey man, I don't know why I feel this way, but I love the vagina and I'm sorry I can't change that feeling. So will you please help me? And that's why I do fight. I do fight for the community. I do fight, for gay, trans, lesbian, whatever. I do. It's a human being, and they're not making this shit up. They're not saying, "Oh, I'm a female and I like another female because like I think it's cute and doing it to get attention." They really feel that way. So of course I will fight for you.
Thank you.
And you know what? The best thing they could do is go, "Hey, your friend's the governor, right? That's cool. Hey, can you help us? Talk to him, and maybe we could change a couple things. Why not go about it in a better way? Why just immediately hate me?" Versus why not sending me a DM going, hey, Rich, you mind like next time you have lunch with, the first lady or whatever, and just say, hey, what do y'all think about this? Maybe we could do a little program for like.
I would appreciate that, man. That's what I want.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why attack somebody and not just go up and talk to them and say, hey, what do you think about this? And that's what bothers me is people are the first thing is they want to attack somebody. They don't want to like just rationalize with them.
Sure.
And that's the saddest part of it, Yeah.
Right. Understood. I don't. We're good. And I like that analogy. People, just as much as you're a man and like women, the other people that know there's something else and like something else feel just as strongly in their soul as you do about who you are. So that's what people don't remember, and they don't take that into consideration. Of course, now I want to say also this: I will not vote for Greg Abbott. I bashed Beto. But I got, and unless if Abbott drops this bullshit with the LGBT stuff and gets Dan Patrick to do so as well, all right, I might reconsider. But for now, no way I would vote for Governor Abbott. But I don't want, I can't, we're not going to get anything done if we don't try to negotiate. I'd like to negotiate that off their platform because it's unnecessary. It does make me hate him some, and I won't vote for him, but I'm not going to bash my buddy because he played there, because he's got a fucking band to feed, man. And he's a musician, Anyway, so that's enough of that.
No, and looking back, I mean, maybe it's something I should have just stayed out of. But at the same time,
I don't know, man.
We just got as a
maybe
kid. It was, it is what it is. It's like I don't know. I really don't know. We to be honest, like we were so innocent. We didn't think about that. We really were that stupid. We were just like, yeah, sure. The governor wants you to show and play. Yeah, I'm there. Cool, man.
So like, if I ask you to come play. In front of a bunch of trans
if your son
women.
was doing if we're doing a trans rally for your son, I would come play.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where I'd be like, yeah, I don't. It's my music, and human beings are enjoying it. That's how I see it. I don't see it as.
I get it. I do, man. I do.
Like I'm not picking sides in my music. My music's not supposed to be evil. This isn't like some kind of buffet of evilness where I'm showing up and like, if I was in a band called like the Trumpettes or some shit, Yeah, not to show and play this bullshit, but like, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't have an agenda behind my music, and that's the whole thing people understand.
I don't either outside of this topic. So like, if I did get invited to do our show there, I would wear the t-shirt and the pendants, and I would try to, like a grown person, just tell people how I felt in their ears if I had the chance. They'd probably kick me out or not ask me back again. But again, outside that, because that's the thing that means a lot to me. But I don't want to. You're not going to get anything done just making half the state your enemy. I would like to just. I want some common sense, because I do believe in 20 years this won't be an issue. Maybe hopefully 10. No one even give a shit about this anymore. It's ancient history. Be gone. All right, you are a singer. Are you cool? And I feel weird asking you, but are you cool with playing a little bit for us tonight?
God, of course, yeah.
Okay, like impromptu in your house.
This is kombucha, by the way. I'm still sober, so this is
okay.
kombucha.
No, you grown ass man. I don't give a shit what's in there.
Yeah, but proper Houston, double cupping the kombucha.
Double red cup, baby. That's how they do it in Houston.
Oh yeah, double cup. I always double cup though. Isn't that right? I don't know why that is. Like, I was at a gas station.
That's how Bun B does it.
I got the double cup. It feels more
it's also how my
like,
grandpa did it. I mean, it's
like
like there's something just Texas about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my drink has a support system to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so I don't know. What do you want to do here, man?
Well, let's do the new single. This is called "Low Hanging Fruit." This is kind of my, thing in Nashville. You moved to town and change your name. All for 15-minute fame. And not on stage, you're pretty brave. They give you a shovel to dig your grave. You got a Gibson and a stylish hat. You're covering children, but you're singing flat. And all your buddies, they lie to you when they tell you you sound like something new. 'Cause Nashville really ain't in the South. When you're in Texas, you shut your mouth. You'll follow suit. Yeah, but it ain't you. You're just low-hanging fruit. You sold your soul for a record deal. You got a TikTok for curb appeal. Shaking hands at the meet and greet while your manager's counting your money behind the scenes. 'Cause Nashville really ain't in the South. When you're in Texas, you shut your mouth. You'll follow suit. Yeah, but it ain't you. You're just low-hanging fruit. 'Cause Nashville really ain't in the South. When you're in Texas, you shut your mouth. Americana is true. You'll follow suit. Yeah, but it ain't you. It ain't you. Yeah. Nashville really ain't in the South. When you're in Texas, you shut your mouth. Americana is true. follow suit. Yeah, but it ain't you. You're just low hanging fruit. You're just low hanging fruit. You're just low hanging fruit.
Well. All right.
yeah.
That's the first time in my career that I've had an actual country artist or artist of any kind actually play a tune live on a show, man. That's awesome. Thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
Wow,
that's
that's
badass.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah.
Very cool. So what's next for you, man? I don't want to keep you all night long. I gotta go pick up kids from school, to be completely honest.
I get it.
Before the after care cuts off here pretty soon, so I got to get rolling. What's next? What's up? What are you doing? You better go make new music for me, damn it! I'm a fan. I demand you come up with new music.
You better. I want to buy your koozie and t-shirt, but I own you. You better show up.
Speaking
Right.
of,
I better get a new record soon. I'm gonna get pissed off.
Those koozies you released with the like
The
lashing,
fringe?
yes, the fringe.
Yeah.
Like that was
Dude,
so
my
bad.
manager Amy invented that. We're
was
trying to get
so-
a patent on it. People are going like,
Yes,
and shit
no.
over the.
I sent it to my wife and told her I was gonna have to try to get her one because as soon as she was just like, yes, like,
I'm gonna mail
instant-
you and Mike some in the office, and Mike text
Word.
me the address and like 4 in the mail.
Sure, absolutely. We'd love to have some.
Man, I'm just focused. Like my deal was like
Okay.
drinking way less, writing as much music as possible, playing as much live as possible, and just being a good human being, and just trying to like just be positive and go out there and just do my job. You know, during the week, like I obviously bought this place in Houston. I'm very lucky the fact that I even here and as a human being. I just bought like a 1 acre of land on the Galveston Bay, and I'm just gonna go out there during the week when I'm off tour
Hell
and
yeah.
like build on it and just fish for like crab and redfish and just get in the sun and just work on just being a great human being and write music and play shows. And I'm gonna try to do that for the next 10 years and just try to be the best Rich O'Toole I can be. And that's all I can do.
Dude, we were on the same wavelength right there, man. That was
Thank you,
kick
Mike.
ass. A lot of
Sounds
guys are chatting
cathartic.
in here and saying that was a badass tune and they dig it. So if you have not heard that song, it's called Low Hanging Fruit. You can go download it now, buy it, and support Rich. He's a hardworking ass guy, and he had a tough year last year, like so many bands and musicians did the last couple of years, and he's getting himself back on track, and we're back to normal now, whatever normal is now, and getting back. And you're like, God, I feel like I relate to you because I went through a divorce, and I'm kind of starting over, and I'm 47 years old. I no longer have time for bullshit. I just want to have a good time, man. I want to do shows. I've got my two best friends on earth. I literally work with them. I've got some really special people that have come into my life recently, and I've met a lot of new listeners, and my kids are healthy, thank God. I just want to live my life in peace. I mean, I don't want to be a big puss and not take a stand on when I feel like I should and be convicted. But for the most
Yeah,
part,
because I'll call you out when you start to get too lethargic. I'll start dragging
I know.
you
I don't want to
back
give
in.
up. No, I want to continue. I want to continue to evolve as a person, learn. There will be not like I'll have a drama free. If I live to be 70, I'm 47, I'm going to have some drama probably between now and then. That's just life. But I just want to be able to handle it normal and just live and be and not let as much shit get to me. And I'm rambling here, but I think you know what I'm saying. I put up with so much bullshit. I just want to live my life and be happy now,
I changed my attitude on that too. I mean, like back in the day was if I was at a Starbucks or at a bar or something, someone walked up and said, Rich O'Toole sucks. Like my knee jerk reaction would be like, well, fuck you, man. Now I'm like, hey, you all right? Like, what's up, man? Like, hey, you okay?
Damn, that's awesome. that's
like
so destabilizing.
sorry you got a 4-inch dick.
Like, are you
Going
okay?
through
Like,
something.
is it 2.5 or did you get the full 3-incher there? You're like,
Yeah, you all right?
How bad is your life?
Yeah, like you need some help. Like, let me get you some help. And that's the thing is like, man, get out in the sunshine, take a deep breath. Like get by the ocean, get in the woods, like take a deep breath and just like know that like you're so lucky to even be here. The chances of you even being in life and having a roof over your head and like just having just anything is you're so blessed already That like the fact that I did have a breakdown and I did have to like come out and be like, I'm getting sober, I'm gonna cure my anxiety, I'm fucking going through this shit, was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it made me a better human being. And now people can relate to me. Now I can relate to other people. It was almost like I was living in a cocoon of fear for my whole life. And I don't have that anymore. And it's nothing but like helping other people out. You couldn't, I'll go to Starbucks in the morning, probably, or like a local coffee shop, because I try to support local companies. If an old lady just punched me right in the face, I would just turn to her and be like, hey, if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right.
Honestly,
we should
bad
all
stuff
just
could
try
happen.
to,
Sorry.
we should all try and
Yeah.
channel more of Rich's attitude now for living. We'll use
Try
your
that kombucha.
mental,
That's like
your very public mental health
months.
breakdown to help us all. Thank you for having that meltdown.
Yeah, no. Hey, it's, and to be honest with you, and to say this at the very end, it is embarrassing. Like, to not think that I'm embarrassed, but I really am. I really am, and a lot of times I avoid some things because I know I'm running into somebody. I'm like, man, I just don't want to talk about it. It's embarrassing. But I just want to let y'all know that everyone's a human being. I hurt, I feel, I cut, I bleed, and it is embarrassing sometimes. But you know what? Isn't life embarrassing?
Oh God,
Yeah,
yes.
so learn
Rich,
to roll
I
with
have a bruise the
Dude.
size of a volleyball on my love handle because I slipped and fell in the hallway back here last week, and Mike keeps making me show it off. Yeah, life is
That's
If you're gonna
embarrassing.
bring it up, you might as well show Rich. Show him.
It's
You
you're gonna
brought
get
it up.
sick. You're gonna
Let's
get
see it.
sick.
Not
Oh
good
my
radio.
God.
Bring it up.
What is this? Are we just gonna do like a weekly update to check?
You
the
keep
status?
bringing it up. Look at that.
Oh,
Bam.
that's dirty.
Actually looks a lot less It's going down. It's
We're
going
getting
down.
way
All right,
better.
Mike did this. Mike, I have the smallest nipples in the world. Do you know this?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let me see.
Look how small this nipple is.
Oh my
we need
God.
a side by side comparison.
I wouldn't know what to do with your nipple.
I have like dime size, like
Yeah.
little.
I've got pepperonis.
I feel way better about my bruise now. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Oh, having fun. All right, dude, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go read some emails and we're going to dick around, but I don't want to keep you all night, man. Thank you very much.
Hey,
dude.
no, thank you for having me on, Mike. I appreciate it.
So
too,
cool.
man. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Rich. So whether you make another record or not, I'll be happy if you do, but if you don't, I'm not going to get mad. You've got enough now you got enough catalog built up. I'm going to enjoy it the rest of my life, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Yes, sir. And thank you, Mike. Thanks for
All
the
right.
crew too, and Sam, everyone for having me on. I appreciate
All
it.
right,
sir.
the great Rich O'Toole.
Let me know
Hasta
when you
luego-
play
hasta
for the
luego.
Attorney General next.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Well, all right,
There we
dude.
go.
Peace.
There you go.
Peace.
See you,
Later,
man.
brother.
All right, homie. All right, there he is. Oh, the great Rich O'Toole. Good times. That was, dude. I've had Deion Sanders. I've had Manu Ginobili. I've had politicians on. I've had the police chief. I've never had I've had artists on. We've had
Deion's
musicians
an
on.
artist.
Never.
Don't undersell his musical career.
He didn't rap though. My point is that I didn't get must be the money.
Must be the
from
money.
Dion. Yeah, I didn't get
Must be
that.
the
I didn't get too
money.
legit to quit. But that's the first time a guy actually agreed to actually play a tune for us. That's
His
a
new
shit
tune.
ton. to
That's
me.
a damn good tune. That was good.
Yeah, good tune.
Yep.
All right, awesome. All right, you want to read some emails? I've seen a few people come in with some tips and some super chats and shit like that. I appreciate that, man. Thank y'all very much. Let me refresh my page. Got to refresh my page here. Cancel. Let's do that there. Did that, put that, do that there. I appreciate everybody who's contributed to the night. Servin bought three coffees. Marijuana and tequila are always my favorite things. That's right. He's got a tune about smoking weed and drinking tequila. Thank you to Science T
Jalapenos.
Share who bought 3 coffees. Good times, man. I appreciate that. And everybody's been participating in this thing here tonight. Miguel, LOL, Rich is a real one man. Dude, earned a follower tonight. He is a real one, man. He doesn't give a shit. He's just a regular dude and wants to hang out and play tunes all night.
No, Rich is awesome. When I was living in Stephenville, I told that story about hearing his demo tape there, but I ended up seeing him multiple times in different little honky tonk clubs there. Like he's He's been a hard ass working performer for a long ass
Yeah.
time, and to see him
Marijuana and Jalapenos were
There
the
you
first
go.
tune that I heard that I dug. Like, I was like, this guy's fun. And
Yeah.
that's how, because he was kind of a fun singer, you know?
Oh yeah,
I'm glad you
no,
like him too.
Yeah, no, again, like it's pretty funny to see the synergy of having, heard him 13. Oh God, that would have been, it was like 15 years ago, back in Stephenville when he was just coming up, and now to see like get to interview him now, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild.
Pretty cool. He's a
Yeah.
real good dude. So thank you,
dude.
Rich, and good luck with the new property out in Galveston and representing H-Town. All right, Holmes. So the Zags got their asses beat by
We
Arkansas.
don't have to talk about that.
No.
You got to pick up your kids. They're probably sitting on the curb right now, just waiting. Like you should probably head off.
My mother used to make my ass wait, and it was ridiculous.
dude.
And I didn't have after school.
You talk about me being growing up wealthy in Glenroe. Like my old man would make me he would show up 2.5, 3 hours late to pick me up to things, and it would just literally be me sitting there at the elementary school and just people being like, "Are you sure they're coming?" It's like, "Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way." That's one thing we can share.
When I got to junior high,
made it to pick me up, then he would. Get
I went
there.
from elementary school where the hours I got off at 3:00 every day. And then I got to junior high, I was getting off at 4:00. My junior high was 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in those days. I'm like, okay, Mom, here's the thing. I'm in junior high now. I get off at 4. Okay, I'm gonna be there. Don't forget, shut the fuck up. Just go to school. I'll be there.
Gonna be there.
You know? So, and I got so ridiculous, dude. It'd be 6:00. It'd be like dusk.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit. I got to the point where I would start taking a tennis ball and putting it in my bag.
We've
and just
talked
like
about this.
throwing tennis balls
And
against
I
the
would
fucking
act
wall.
I was fielding grounders. I'd throw
Just
it up against
waiting.
the wall and then act like
Yeah.
I was fielding grounders and then hop step and throw it back up against the wall. Just literally
how
sit there
so
replaying
defeating.
World Series highlights by shortstops just up against the wall.
It's so fucking defeating when the custodians are leaving because they're done cleaning the school and you're sitting there waiting on your mother. And then she shows up. I thought you said 4. I told you 4. 4 o'clock,
what
dude.
I said.
4:00. God, it's all good. I forgive you, Servin, for getting the song wrong. It's okay. I'm stoned. I meant jalapeno. We know. # pay Puma.
I mean, they couldn't remember Crazy Heart earlier. You're fine, Servin.
I do that all the time.
We got a few super chats up in here as well.
Oh, where do I find them, Holmes?
Holmes, I'm gonna put them up on the screen for you.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Bring it.
yeah.
Let's see it. Okay, Holmes.
Yeah. We got
That'd
someone
be
who's addressing your spectacular background. By the way, you're looking good today. You're very well lit.
Make it be
You're
noted.
very well lit. Here's a super chat.
Thank you. Man, you already got the curtain. Wanted to get Science T share on it. What do you mean? Got the
I
curtain?
think it's science teacher. Science teacher.
Oh, science teacher on it.
Yeah.
Wanted to get
You know who
science
that
teacher
is?
on it.
I guess somebody named science teacher wanted to get you a curtain.
Oh, that
dude,
curtain
but
looks
yes,
like
buy
it
me
can
one.
Be replaced.
That's a bed sheet. Yeah.
Fucking bed sheet.
That's a bed sheet. That's
Yeah,
not a
don't
curtain.
Let me say,
change-
hey,
don't change
listen.
your plans.
Check it out. When I say everything's for sale, I mean everything's for sale. If you want to buy me a sheet, I'll go pick it up or wherever you want to buy it here in the hellscape. Don't ship it because it costs too much money to ship. I'll put your name on the damn curtain. It'll be the curtain presented by such and so. You get your name on every show the rest of my career. For
you go.
provide you want to buy me? Look at I need a bookshelf too. I cannot find the right goddamn bookshelf. So you can see my bed here, right? I need a nice bookshelf, right? I need decent curtains. The thing is, the curtains I have are really nice and expensive, and the guy that owns this condo that I rented from, those are his. They were professionally installed. They're like on this sliding rack thing. I don't want to take them
Yeah,
down.
but they're white. They don't do anything except
yeah.
reflect the sunlight back into your apartment.
What do I
So-
do? They're up there professionally.
You're
dude.
good. You're good with what you got right now. But
Well, if y'all want to buy me better sheets, I can. I'll take them. Whatever people want to buy, I'll put it up in here, as long as it's not vulgar or offensive or anything.
yeah.
So, and I'll
Yeah.
What? Yep. I buy me furniture. How about?
Hey,
I'm hustling.
A Greg Abbott re-election blanket up to block the
God,
sun.
he took it. I think he's learned his lesson on that.
Yeah, I think so. But he did double down and go to the mansion, which I do love. Like,
Free dinner.
He says
It's
he's on
free
it. He wants to know. Tell me how to get you some curtains.
I can't be giving up my address on the show.
Yeah, hit him up. taylorsack@gmail.com.
Shoot me an email.
There you
We'll
go.
talk, dude.
Yeah.
taylorsack@gmail.com. You can be the official curtain provider of Thunderdome Live, presented by Texas Cheer Liquor.
Oh, there you go. Huh?
Every time
Okay.
we peel back the curtain, we can.
Well,
Dude, that's genius.
Let's see.
Every time we peel back the curtain,
9:15. Never.
What
too
does that
late.
know,
even
look,
mean? Like
we
we peel
just
back the curtain
had-
every second.
That's very true.
we just had a
roll with
production
it.
meeting. We had a production meeting Tuesday
Yes,
about how we need to come
the
up with better
inaugural.
segments. We need to come up with maybe the first time and it lasts for like 6 months. We need to come up with some bits, some segments. Like on the radio show, we have Taylor Trash and Mattertainment News and People I Want to Punch and Ass Whip Tuesday and doing things. This show's not as long, so I don't want to drown our show out with shtick and bits. But I'm open to a few things, and that shit is for sale. So if anybody wants to buy a segment and you have a good idea, send me an email at taylorsack@gmail.com. And if you have a good idea and you want to put your name on the segment, like, Taylor Trash presented by so-and-so, I'm down with that. But I want it to be
There
an
you go.
original. We don't want to take our radio stuff and bring it to the YouTube show. We want to have this show on it, have its own stuff. So come up with something original if you want to help me produce it too and provide all the furniture.
Yep. Peel-
Just
I'm a busy
crowdsource
dude.
everything.
Yeah, it could be like, peel back the curtain brought to you by science teacher. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, something like that. All right.
There you
What are you
go. We
boys
gotta-
doing? You going to go home and drink more beer and watch ball? You got to go watch.
No.
You got to go watch Mexico beat the United States in soccer.
I've been watching it for 15 minutes now. Yeah, it's
How
still-
are we doing?
Depending on, well, actually,
who I'm talking
it
about?
doesn't matter which we you're talking about because it's tied 0-0. So we are tied.
America,
0-0.
dude, United States. I'm a proud Mexican.
I wouldn't
American.
have guessed how much you pushed back on me and my giddiness earlier today on the show.
Well, it's
Miguel,
'cause-
Miguel Mascorro's up in here with the super chat.
Those stars, Puma, Taylor
Yes.
hockey doesn't suck.
Okay, I thought when Gonzaga lost early tonight, I thought the rest of my night was going to be fucked because I thought Stars are going down. We're falling out of a playoff spot. U.S. is going to get beat 4-0 in Azteca, 3-1 at best, but Stars came through with a shootout victory. It's huge, huge 2 points.
You need
And
to let
hockey
the
doesn't
Gonzaga
suck.
thing go. There are a bunch of pussies up there in Gonzaga.
Man, I just want to see them. They've been I've loved Gonzaga since like Dan Dickow. I mean, I want to see them win. I want to see them
Dickow.
win the championship. Dan Dickow, yes, the great point guard, Dan Dickow.
Yep.
Correct. Dick
Yeah.
Al.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all gonna
Dude.
handle that like adults.
Good luck.
I hated seeing
Gonzaga
Adam
won, damn, that's
Morrison
good.
cry on the
Do what?
floor after losing to UCLA.
You
Where do you think this inspiration for this kind of mustache comes from? That's Adam Morrison growing up, like 100%.
hate to interrupt your sports, but you ready to pay some bills or what?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is the 5th time, right? Okay, very good. I
Yeah,
do want to pay
yes,
some
sir.
bills or what? I just talked to George earlier today, and he is committed once again. He's committed to 3 more months because he digs being on the show and he likes being a part of it. And I appreciate it very much. JM Pool and Spa, bitches. JM Pool and Spa, swimming pool and spa specialists. They've been serving South and Central Texas for a long, long time. Long, long time. And they want to be your pool boy. You need a hot-looking pool boy. Probably won't be Jorge or George, but he'll find someone to come out and clean your pool for you. It's got to be a beating to have a pool and have to clean it for yourself. These boys at JM Pool and Spa will absolutely do it for you. Hit them up at jmpoolandspa.com or call the number on the screen, 549-POOL. These boys are awesome. He's from the Valley, lived in San Antonio a long time, and he's a pool cleaning, pool developing, spa cleaning, spa building, spa installing son of a bitch. Thank you to JM Pool and Spa. They're the official pool and spa provider and caretaker of Thunderdome Live. Very good. All right. So much love. How about that? So much poodle love. So that's it. I'm happy to have Rich on. I actually do got to go kids soon. There's not a guy in America that would admit on his live show, yeah, I got to run because I got to get children from school. I got to go back to normal real life. So, did Puma? What was the score of the Gonzaga game?
Right there.
Yeah, see, peel back the curtain.
Go.
Presented by
Science teacher.
Right
hopefully
on.
Science teacher soon.
That's fine. Shoot me an email. So, what was the Zag score?
I don't know. I tuned out as we went live with Rich. I think they ended up losing by like 7 or 8, maybe 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there.
Arkansas is in the Elite 8. How about that shit? That's pretty badass.
Yeah, and I've been locked into USA Mexico. I haven't seen what Duke Tech is looking like, actually.
Go Red Raiders. James, can I get the email again? Yeah, my email, taylorssack@gmail.com. Taylorssack. 2 S's in Taylor's. taylorssack@gmail.com. So shoot me an email there for all your sponsorship needs. We'll be glad to put your name on this show. I mean, again, we want to get creative and do fun stuff with our show, but we just don't want to take money. I mean, we will take it and do good things with it, but I don't want to drown our show with 500 bits. Or we'll just do it, or we'll have to consider a third show a week if we're going to get that kind of support. But let's get there first.
Yeah, if we're going to get painted up like a DuPont number 24, then yeah, I guess we can add a third episode.
You can't be a liquor store because I already got the best in the area, Texas Cheer Liquor. Okay, you can't be a pool guy because I've already got the best in the area, JM Pool Spa. So outside of those two things, hit your boy up. You got beer company? Let's do it. You got a chain of grocery stores? Let's talk. You got a bong store? I'm open to that too.
A tobacco water pipe store.
Yeah. Although, Lawrence, will YouTube let us promote marijuana? Probably not, huh?
Again,
I don't
tobacco,
know.
A water pipe.
I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's all right.
Used for tobacco.
Okay.
Surely we would get flagged in states where... I think that's the exact same drop I have on the show.
Yeah, I think I took it from the from the show. Yeah.
So that's hilarious.
Smoking reefers?
I think surely there's some restrictions for advertising for marijuana paraphernalia in states where it's not legal.
Marijuana.
Countries.
Marijuana.
But what do I know?
Marijuana.
Who knows?
Anyone watching Install Fences need a new one?
Huh? KD says?
Oh, does anyone watching Install Fences? I need a new.
Back. All right.
No, we're not.
We're starting over.
Call Rich.
We're doing another episode. We're starting over.
I didn't even get
episode
to
15 right
I've
now.
got a whole notebook of questions to ask him.
We're all about
Cool.
installing. We're gonna look for people who can install fences. Episode 15.
Absolutely. All right.
Yep.
Very good. All right. So we'll be back in here on Tuesday with twice a week again. We'll do Tuesday night and we'll do Thursday night. And you boys, at least Tuesday, there won't be any damn NCAA to distract your ass.
No, there's probably just going to be hockey or regular season NBA or some more international soccer. Could be in.
God forbid you stop down for our show for 1 hour. All right. Thank you for showing the portal, by the way. That was beautiful. Back to
It's looking better.
Is that the winner? Is that the official name?
It's officially
the portal?
It's the portal.
Yeah.
So
it's the
Madam
portal.
Cassie opened a portal on your hip. Is that what happened?
Pretty
That's
much.
100. Oh, hey. We got to start remembering to light these candles.
Hey, we need to
go
light
do
them
it
now.
now.
Before, we got to do it before we kill it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
We got to do it
now.
before we
That's
kill
fine.
it.
All
Yeah.
right, hold on.
That's
hold
Because
cool.
on.
otherwise we break the cycle and then that portal will
Okay.
never close.
Let's see.
All right, cool.
And it'd just be demons just escaping from his ass.
Yeah, he thinks Madam Cassie cursed him. My theory is that he brought his darkness with him, and Cassie was this light, and it juxtaposed. And that was his demons protesting Cassie being in
Is
the
that
room.
what happened?
Yeah. Cassie was here to bless us and to bless our show.
But
Puma
he had so
comes
much
in there with all
negative
his
energy,
fucking,
just
all his
fucked it all
negativity
up.
and his atheism.
This
And it just
negative aura. Yeah.
Right. It just the
that's
streams
exactly,
got
that's
crossed.
exactly
and
what happened, actually.
You
he
want
got caught in the middle and
what?
fell. Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, here we go.
Let's go ahead.
Which one is
Let's
this?
go.
This is the all white. Wait, which one do we go first?
Let's go
This
with
one
the
first?
Guadalupe, the Virgin.
Okay.
Guadalupe,
All right.
Virgin de
This
Guadalupe first.
this better make this bruise go away faster.
Oh, you're good now.
All right,
Yeah, don't
all
burn
right,
yourself.
You're
All
good.
right.
You're good now. Okay, bam. Light the other
All
one.
right, all right, here we go.
This is just for
This is,
eternal
yeah.
good vibes and good energy.
This is what
Peace.
Good vibes sent to all the lads at the Azteca right now.
There you go. All right, let's
Okay.
go ahead and hold those up. Let's get a good view. There we go.
Get rid of all my demons. Let me put
Good,
them
no
back
more
in their
falling.
proper place.
By the way, what the fuck are you wearing tonight? I've never seen you wear. Oh, it's a USA, it's a USA jersey. That's what. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, I might have known. I'm like, what the hell's he doing wearing a collared shirt?
He told me he was
It's a
pissing
USA
off Mexican.
kid.
He said he was proud to be pissing off the Mexicans on the show.
Whoa,
Oh,
on the radio
Badge
show.
of honor today. Badge of honor on the radio
He came in here
show.
like boasting. It was like the first thing that came out of his
Oh yeah, I
mouth.
know. Same thing before the radio
Walking
show
all
today.
tall and shit.
Oh yeah, we connected today on the right before we went on the air for the radio show. He's like, I'm gonna piss off some Mexicans today.
It was not. I said it was not like it was going to be an intentional plan. It was more of a. I'm reminding you it's Texas or it's USA Mexico night, and I'm gonna have some gags and some bits, and we're gonna have some fun with this. And
Yeah, that are
potentially
gonna
there could
offend
be some
75% of our
pushback.
audience, and that was amazing. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Of course. I mean, it's USA Mexico, and we do a show in San Antonio. USA Mexico.
All right, no bullshit. I got to go now for show. All right, that's it. Love y'all hard. Thank you so much to Texas Cheer Liquor. Thank you so much to JM Pool and Spa. Thank you to the great Rich O'Toole, man. Thank you to DJ LG. Thank you to Sam Freese. Thank you to me. We're done. We'll see you boys on the radio show, and we'll see you back here on Thunderdome Live, presented by Texas Cheer next Tuesday night, Holmes. Love y'all hard. We'll see you Tuesday night.
Come back, you puppy! Thunderdome Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor.